And we are live. All right, welcome everybody to the 4STRIPES Prize Challenge Grand Final. I'm Voon Lee.
I'm Ollie Graham.
And we're coming to you live from Sensory Fight Club in beautiful Wong Chuk Hang. Just a word from our boss, JK. So Ollie, here we are, finally here after it's been 5-6 weeks now, right?
Yeah, it's 5-6 weeks, 4 weeks of competition, and a lot of exciting action that got us to this point, right?
Absolutely. So to recap, this is the inaugural season of the 4STRIPES Challenge, season 1, which has seen a total of 8 teams compete. Now come down to the final 4. The final 4 being Bolo Bao, Lions Pride, Kowloon BJJ, and B.O.N.S. So how did we get here, Ollie?
So, yeah, 4 weeks of competition. And we whittled those 8 teams down to 4 teams for the grand final today. And here we go. The prizes up for grabs are awesome, right?
Yeah, they certainly are. And I'm sure all 4 of these teams will be very relieved to have finally made it. It's definitely taken a lot of discipline, actually, for a lot of the teams to kind of make it this way, especially over this kind of format where they're competing kind of week in, week out. Some of them who are cutting weight, who are actually trying to maintain that weight, trying to stay not injured, which is definitely always a challenge, and certainly the case. I believe there are some members of some of these existing teams that didn't make it to the grand final thus far because of injuries.
Yeah, injuries, and then also points that you were docked for not making weight. And obviously, that's going to hurt you on your standings before we got to the final episodes, right? So, like you say, trying to stay on that, on your peak form for over 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, and it definitely takes some discipline.
So I'm sure they're all certainly relieved to have gone here. So right now we're waiting for everybody to do the final weigh-ins, the final checks. There should be a pretty interesting lineup today, actually. And the extent that what's interesting about this format is a lot of these teams may have even had the chance to have met each other before on the road to the grand final itself.
So we've got that, and we've also got 2 Espada teams. So these guys probably train with each other quite regularly, I'm guessing. That's
very true. So Bolo Bao and Team Lions Pride, both from Espada. Both on opposite sides of the brackets tonight, actually.
Which, I think that's a good thing. Because then, we don't just get those guys. Maybe, I'm not going to say there's only going to be any manipulation of a bracket, but you don't know, right? It's good that they're going to meet in the final, and then the prize is up for grabs, and that should be all the motivation that they need.
Certainly, I know it was just done yesterday as sort of luck of the draw, actually.
Yeah.
Not, letters pulled out of a hat. Yes. So certainly, I think it will be a very interesting matchup. I think the first matchup that we're going to have tonight is going to be Team Kowloon BJJ versus Team Bolo Bao, and followed by the second bracket, Team Lions Pride versus Team B.O.N.S.
And these matches have happened before, right?
A few of them have happened before, that's right. So actually in episode 4, it was actually Team Kowloon BJJ versus Bolo Bao. So this will be kind of a rematch of that lineup.
So that's going to be really interesting. And these guys have experience with each other. They have seen their games, and I'd like to see what they've changed about their games, what aspects they were looking into over the last 3 weeks to say, okay, this is how we can potentially either beat them as a team or individual basis. This is what I can do to beat this guy or that guy.
I do wonder how much tailoring they've actually had a chance to do. Because again, that specter of injury kind of hangs over each of the teams, so even some of the lineups are not necessarily the same.
Right.
And once again, following the format of each team captain basically putting forward what they felt their original order of competitors are, it kind of led itself to some level of uncertainty. So they still probably would have to prepare, but they definitely have more data points now, having seen what's come before.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's take a look at final look at the leaderboard. As you can see, Team Bolo Bao storming to the top, 41 points, very convincingly making their way to the grand final. Seems to be the team to beat, closely followed by Team Lions Pride, Kowloon BJJ, and B.O.N.S. So, as a reminder,
Please keep those, put those
Rules.
shirts on.
Following IBJJF, except there are no advantages. 3 fights per team. A submission win gets you 10 points. A win by point gets you 5 points. And a tie gets 1 point to each team.
And because it's the grand final, I guess all the matches count in this episode, as opposed to the previous episodes where it's just those original first matches, right?
Yeah, that's right. This is one and
The
done.
overall winner of today's event.
Well, each of these brackets will basically be a knockout. So I'm sure they're going to try to leave it all out on the mat tonight. So let's take a brief moment, thank our event sponsor, Sensory Fight Club. If you haven't been to Sensory Fight Club, it's actually a very, very unique location, very unique space.
Restaurant and a mat.
Restaurant, mat, cafe, beers, fights, it's got everything. And we'll say thanks to our marketing partners, Joint Dynamics, NOCO, the No Carbs Company, and Strap It Sports Day.
So that noise you can hear in the background is people celebrating their weigh-in. So there must have been some very tight margins, I think.
I
Today.
think there'll definitely be like some meals, big meals tonight. So while we're waiting actually for the run-up, why don't we take a look back at some of the action in episodes past. Let's start with, say, episode... So you see the group photo, all the teams lined up with the souvenir t-shirt for the inaugural prize challenge. Season 1, 2019.
Very pro. Miro refereeing, got a score guy, everyone's getting in.
Everyone's getting in, that's right. Everyone except us, because we've got faces for radio, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No need us to ruin the...
People have seen our faces too much already.
That's true. And our voices. They've heard our voices far too much.
It's starting to fill up here a little bit in the spectating area as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So now we're going to do the versus photos. So for first, it'll be Kowloon, BJJ, and Bolo Mal to stay here, and then it'll be B.O.N.S and Lions Pride.
So while they were waiting for them to set up like their various face-off photos.
What can everyone win today?
Yeah, very good question. There are some really interesting prizes up there. So, grand prize, grand final winner.
5,000 smackaroonies.
I think that's a very handy prize to have. I think that's going to buy a lot of beers, a lot of cheese, right? They might even pay for some physiotherapy. Much needed physiotherapy.
Speaking of physiotherapy, I believe that's one of the prizes as well.
That's right. 9 sports massage sessions.
These guys are going to be made up, so they don't have to spend those prize winnings on the massage therapy because Joint Dynamics is going to supply them.
Very true. The question is it going to be three sports massage sessions each, or is there just going to be one guy who think, you know what, you deserve it more than everybody else?
I guess, yeah, man. If one guy puts in the effort and he gets ruined doing that, then I guess his teammates are going to go, they're all yours, man.
Yeah, that's right. And that third and final prize will, of course, be 3 VIP tickets to the 4STRIPES World Championship Camp coming later this year, sometime probably in November.
Those camps are excellent. Like first-hand experience of them. They've been great for anyone who's an absolute beginner all the way through to someone who's like black belt. You can pick up details from current world champions.
Absolutely. I think this is one of the most interesting things about the services that 4STRIPES offers.
And one additional prize, which is a late edition, that's priceless. 1,000 Hong Kong dollars from the Black Sheep restaurant, Meta Group, at any Black Sheep restaurant.
I get a feeling that's going to get used almost immediately.
I think some of these guys are going to be hungry.
Yeah, I think kind of 10 minutes after the grand final finishes, Black Sheep is going to see an influx of people. So, speaking about the camps, let's take a quick look at some of the previous camps, some highlights of the previous camps. What are the previous camps that 4STRIPES is offering?
So we had the first one was Andre Galal. The second one was Felipe Pena.
Followed by Lucas Lepre. The most recent one just last year was Bruno Malfacine, 10 times world champion.
All these guys are like top of the game or have been top of the game until very recently. Absolute legends of the sport and have a lot to offer you in terms of what they can teach.
And you can certainly get a lot out of a full 2-day immersive camp that 4STRIPES offers.
Absolutely.
So let's take a look at some of the highlights of some of the previous camps now while we're waiting for the team to set up.
Really professional event. Really happy to be part of an event like this. Thank you all you guys for coming. Like I said, it was a big pleasure. I'm really impressed with the level here in Hong Kong. I didn't know the level was good like this.
So for sure, 4STRIPES make BJJ total experience, not just a sport, but a lifestyle as well. It's my first time in Hong Kong. You know, the city has like a great environment, great energy. Caters is beautiful. I'm pretty excited, you know, to be here and have this opportunity to share my knowledge with everybody. I'm very happy to be here and see like how professional the 4STRIPES run the camp. And we have like participants, you know, from all over the world. It's pretty awesome to have all those guys here, different nationalities. I started BJJ back in 2000. A friend of mine introduced me. Since then, I never stopped. It was pretty, you know, fun because before that I was doing capoeira. I trained capoeira from my 10 years old to 16. It's still my passion. I play sometimes after my BJJ session as well. I play with some students. So my daily routine is a little bit different if I'm gonna compete or not. When I prepare to competition, so basically like I train like 6 to 7 hours every day. My condition in the morning, train at BJJ at noon, and on the evening as well. And then of course I teach other class at my academy. You know, it's pretty busy, but you know, I love it. I love the routine, I love like what I do. It's for sure, you know, like teaching help you to get better as well. You know, I have been teaching jiu-jitsu since I was 19 years old. I have been teaching for like almost 13 years, you know, now. For sure, like since I started teaching, that helped me to see like a different details, you know, like to pass to the students as well. And then for me, like helping to building even more like my jiu-jitsu. Since I started jiu-jitsu, I learned the art was to submit your opponent. So that was my main goal since I started. My first black belt world championship was back in 2007. So, and then after that, I won again in 2014, 15, 16, and 17. But you know, my goal is always, you know, to get better, keep improving, you know, to get to the next challenge, you know, well prepared.
Okay, welcome back. We're just about to kick off for the Season 1 Grand Final of the 4STRIPES Prize Challenge.
So we got a last minute change for Lions Pride.
Welcome to
They're
the
down to
season
2 members,
finale
right?
of 4STRIPES Prize Challenge. This is 4 episodes. The deciders have been 8 teams have competed, and today is the top 4 competing for a grand prize of 5,000 Hong Kong dollars. Yeah! Cool, so we made it this far, and thank you all for coming. Please respect the gym rules. Just be mindful of your area, your things. No outside drinks on the mat or in the venue. There's actually beers for sale today over here, so take advantage of that. And without further ado, I'll pass you on to JK to say a few words.
Thank you guys, thank you for coming. This tonight is the night that we've been waiting for a long time, and thank you. I want to thank you all the participants, the entire community for joining Season 1 of the Prize Challenge. It would not be a successful season without you guys. If we're in the community and come together, I think you guys have a good time. I want to thank you, Duck, for providing all the photos throughout the season. That was amazing. I want to thank you, our marketing partner, Joint Dynamic, Yoko, and Strapit. They've been providing different prices for this, for the winners. Ashley mentioned the $5,000. We also have $1,000 restaurant voucher to go to any Black Sheep restaurants group. That's amazing. I want to thank you, our referee today, Professor Amiro. I want to thank you, Ashley, our commentator. I want to thank you, Peter Wong from Kowloon, BJJ, which is our scorekeeper. I want to thank you, Sensor, for providing this beautiful venue again. And our 2. If you're watching live on YouTube, our 2 commentary volunteer, Bruce Lee and Ollie Brown. So it's been an amazing season. We have more to come, but good luck to you guys and let the best team win. Thank you.
All right, let's get this thing on the road.
And with
So our
that,
first match will be between Kowloon BJJ and B.O.N.S. The fight will be ref by Professor Ramiro. And the first fighters will be Kevin Tsai. Yeah, there we go. Kevin Tsai and Joe Chuk. So you two please come up to the mat for our first fight of the evening.
all right, here we are about to kick off. Kevin Tsai versus Joe Chuk.
So we've got about a 3 kilo weight difference between these guys.
Oh, we're doing a last-minute gi check,
Last minute.
making sure everyone is within regulation.
Okay.
And here we are, about to kick off. And they're off. So I don't think these two have faced each other before. Is that right, Ollie?
I don't believe so, no.
All right. Joe quickly
Joe
pulling guard,
Pulling De La Riva.
pulling De La Riva, getting the leg across.
Oh,
Oh. Joe with the ankle.
Kevin trying to work the pass there, but not quite.
I think stymied a little bit by Joe's ankle grip at the bottom.
Yeah. Super deep grip on that De La Riva.
Joe working that De La Riva again. It's good deep on the collar grip.
He's really shooting that leg as well.
Oh,
to
he
try
looks
and
like he's
pressure.
got a De La Riva ankle lock there, actually. He's got his
Oh, he
hand
does have it wrapped,
onto
yeah.
the hip.
Great.
Let's see if you can try and finish this. Let's see if Kevin knows the dangers
He's
he's
not
in.
really giving him the angle yet to apply that.
I think what Joe needs to do is actually try to push him off base, which he's trying to do now. He's trying to use
Using it the other hook, yeah, his far hook, right side. Kevin's got to be careful he doesn't get swept here as well.
No points yet. Looks like Joe's given up the Hiba foot lock.
Joe letting go of the ankle there. Wow, almost gave Kevin. Oh, beautiful to come to the top.
Very nice work by Joe.
Yeah.
So Joe getting the 2 points for the sweep.
And working some, trying to set up a choke maybe, going for the collar.
That's right. Does he have
Kevin
grip?
needs to try and Kevin needs to try and replace his guard. Joe doing he's doing it.
Kevin going inverted.
Yep, inverted to try and get his guard back here.
But Joe looks pretty savvy to what he's doing.
Yep.
Not really getting pulled into his game.
And Kevin replaced those, so that's great work from Kevin. Nice back step attempt from Joe.
It looks like he completed it.
Yeah, he did. He should get a 3 there.
Locking in, almost going for the armbar attempt. Both men standing up now. Let's see if Joe's going to go full guard again. Looks like both men are a bit hesitant to, so it may be a bit of a takedown battle.
See some stand up. Joe trying to work, takedown there potentially. Going back to De La Riva.
Let's see if Kevin is savvy again. Joe seemingly seemed to shake out his grips.
Go for that deep control on De La Riva leg. A lot of pressure on Kevin's knee here.
Yeah. What would you do if you were Kevin here, actually, in terms of basing? Do you think he's basing the
Yeah, I think
right
he's
way?
doing okay because Joe's unable to really get a deep hook on his De La Riva or switch to like single leg X or X guards, so he's doing quite a good job of not letting Joe play his guard game.
He seems pretty wise a little bit to Joe's game. He's definitely not letting Joe work the De La Riva to the back.
And again he gets the sweep.
2 points for the sweep for Joe.
Good sweep from Joe.
Look up the scoreboard. Knee cut.
If he gets his foot out and comes to the top, he's going to get the pass, but no advantages.
And a break in the action now, or a reset.
Wardrobe malfunction. And
Both guys taking
Romero
the time.
is just going to get them to redress their gi, tie their belt, and then reset.
2 minutes, 23 seconds left. Joe and team Paul
Joe's
Brown.
up by 4 points to 0.
There you go.
Oh, Kevin trying to set up a takedown there, but he's put himself
very
in a
nice.
really bad spot. Yeah, he tapped.
He tapped.
He tapped. The armbar was
Very,
solid.
very
Yeah,
slick.
very slick.
Transition to an armbar
Very slick
by
from
Joe.
All came from that.
From that guard pull.
Yeah, well, guard pull or attempted takedown. Kind of that entry set up the whole thing.
So Joe Chook winning for Team Bolabao. First submission of the night by
Submission,
armbar.
10 points on the board.
10 points on the board for Team Bolabao. So our next fight will be between Soon Lee versus Brian Apple. This should be an interesting one indeed.
Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this one. So we got Soon, who's the kind of lapel guard player. We got the really
Tall and lanky Brian.
tall and lanky
Apple.
Brian. So
I think what will be interesting is that we've seen.
Brian plays a lot of passing game from what I've seen. So this could be interesting.
I think it would be interesting. I think what's interesting is also that Soon is clearly the only real lapel-focused guard player so far of the entire
This season, yeah, definitely.
And what we've seen is that competitors have taken great pains to actually adapt to his style and try to figure it out. So it would be interesting to see what kind of adjustments that Brian has made and what they've kind of drilled in the last two weeks in the run to the final.
Right.
Just waiting now to get set up.
So a few minutes break before the next match.
Very nice match, I thought, actually, between Joe.
I mean, there was a belt difference, right, on that match, and a weight difference in favour of Joe.
Yes.
And Kevin still hung with it for most of the match.
Yeah, I
They
thought
gave
he-
up a couple of sweeps, but
Gave up a couple of sweeps. His base is pretty decent for the most part. And I thought he was pretty wise to the good work that Joe was doing working his De La Riva game. Once again, last minute check. Everyone's within regulation. Surprised they didn't check Soon's pants, actually.
Yeah, I was just looking at that myself. 5 fingers from the ankle. That's about 10 of my fingers, but who's counting?
I think they want Brock Lesnar type fingers. I think that's the
Right.
type size hands.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
It's 5 centimeters is the actual IBJJF ruling.
Oh, is that right?
It's not like they don't need to get my hand. Like, otherwise I'd be super busy at every
just
IBJJF.
a hand, right?
Yeah.
Just a hand.
I think it's just 5 centimeters.
I know. I think it should be their own hand. There we go. Everyone's getting a jump on there. Soon have a quick wardrobe change. You pick on a new gear.
I think the other one was pretty tight.
The other one was pretty tight.
Yeah.
Just a kind reminder, please watch your
This one doesn't look that much different.
And there's money on the line. There's money on the line, bro. People are going to push the rules.
Every advantage, right? Every advantage.
Take it. Actually, those pants do look better. If you indeed change them.
We'll move on to our second fight of the night between Kowloon BJJ and B.O.N.S. From Kowloon BJJ, Soon Lee. And from B.O.N.S. is Brian Apel.
Here we go. Soon Lee comes to the mat. Brian Apel already on. Battle between 2 blue belts. Who's the green belt?
Anyone, I would. Okay.
What's the weight difference between these two guys?
So we've got Soon at 72 kilos and Brian at 78.4. So 6 kilo weight difference. They're both blue belts.
Although that said, I'm pretty sure we both know that Soon is unlikely to be playing the takedown game.
That is true. So
Most likely will be working from the bottom from the get-go, and we're off.
let's go.
That's interesting. Soon,
Oh,
no, as expected.
no penalties.
All right, Soon also working Del Hiva now. Two points for the
Yeah, so Brian getting the 2 there.
2 points for the sweep.
Referee Ramiro ruling that as a takedown rather than a guard pull.
Soon already working the lapel. He's got the grip in his right
So this is
hand.
what we've seen from Brian before, where he's like super strong pressure on the guy, working his passing game.
Pressure down from the top.
Definitely interested to see how he deals with this lapel guard. Really stacking him hard to make sure that Soon can't use his legs and either get on the lapel or the arm. Try and work a sweep on Brian.
Looks like Soon's got his
He's actually got his foot inside the
deep
gi.
in the
So
gi. Let's see if the referee's seen it. May not have, actually.
I don't think he's seen that, but
I think
that
he may
should
not.
be yeah.
There it is.
He needs to take that out. Okay. Yeah. So
Pause in the action.
quick pause here so that Soon doesn't get his foot ripped off, because no one wants to see that.
I'm sure some people want to see it, but that's not what we're offering on tonight.
Okay.
There we go.
So Brian putting a lot of pressure on Soon. Try and work that
See the
pass.
change in color of Soon's face. Soon typically very comfortable on the bottom,
Yeah.
but
I mean, his knee is at quite an angle right now.
That is right.
My knee would have snapped off a long time ago. Fine, that's because I'm old and he's not. Okay, so Soon getting to close guard.
Going to the close guard. Soon pulling out his own lapel. Interested to see what he's working with here.
He did work the choke on Will Bray, I think it was, right? In episode 4. Very similar setup to this.
I think that's right. Interestingly enough, Will Bray also similar size and build to Brian Appel.
Right. And about the same weight too. Yeah, you could be setting up
soon
an
open his
omoplata
guard.
on Brian's left arm here.
If you switch grips, Brian actually doing a pretty good job. Greg getting grips. And
I mean, Brian's up here.
sleeves.
Like, if he doesn't get swept and controls this match,
3 minutes and 18 seconds left.
doing a real good job of keeping the pressure on Soon so he can't play his guard game.
Maintain that pressure. He doesn't like that pressure.
Our coaching from the side also agreeing with your assessment, Ollie, about putting more pressure on Soon.
That knee on belly is real. That's solid.
In
Yeah,
particular.
he's taking that off because that's not comfortable at all.
Yeah, once you have that collar grip with a knee on belly, that is one-way ticket to unpleasant.
And the thing is, if you're a guard player here, yeah, you need the extension of your legs to be able to sweep the guy. And Brian's killing that completely by pressuring down onto Soon.
Doing a pretty good job continuing to maintain guard, to repose guard. But whether or not he can actually solve the puzzle that Brian's putting forward in terms of his forward top pressure game.
I mean, there was a half chance to come up on a sweep then when he managed to extend his legs, but I don't think he had enough control over Brian's legs to be able to come up on the sweep. He needs to create more of those opportunities if he's going to get the two back.
But it is only two, is that right? So
Yeah, it's only two. Like, if he gets a
one
sweep,
good
he's back in the
sweep,
game.
it would be
2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. Brian killing the hooks again.
Maintain that pressure, Brian. 2 minutes, brother. 2 minutes, you up by 2. Moving very close. Don't let him mess around. Get that elbow in. Don't let him mess. Don't let him mess around. Yes, exactly.
see where Soon's leg is.
So the grips that Brian had on the lapel of Soon here is really allowing him to drive down that pressure. And
Yeah, once
again, he
again,
has
that
the
knee on belly with the
Man,
collar.
That pressure is so hard.
Really pinning Soon down to the mat.
Something like a black hole, that type of pressure.
That's right. We didn't need a photo of a black hole. We have it.
Just take one right
We
now,
have,
Brian.
yeah,
His
visible
knee
evidence
pressure.
right here. Soon looking visibly frustrated, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guard player, right? So he wants to play his game, and Brian's doing a really good job of putting so much pressure and weight on him that he's unable to play his game.
Just a little over a minute left.
Let's see if Soon can try and work this one out. Okay, now he's got his foot in the lapel, so
Okay.
it's going to be a little bit dangerous for
He's
Brian.
relieved the pressure from the knee.
Yep. He's taking
Brian
that
looking
knee
trying
off.
to put it back on again, and Soon defending. Looks like he got it
He's
back
got an
again.
underhook on Brian's leg as well.
Yeah,
5 seconds. He's got an underhook on your right foot.
Okay.
but not doing too much once
Let go
that
of that
knee
underhook.
puts in place.
Yeah.
Square up to him.
Oh, he's going for squid.
Square up to him.
Good guard.
Oh, he's going to come. Oh, Berimbolo. If he comes up here, he's going to get the two. Oh, wow. He can maybe go to the back even.
20 seconds left on
20
the clock.
seconds. Brian's got to try and stay on top here.
Brian
He's
might
got
do
that
it.
pan control. It should help. Wow, is it giving his back? Oh, but not both hooks. Not both hooks, only one hook.
Only one hook.
Only one
Very
hook.
good job. 3 seconds
3
left.
seconds.
And there goes.
Wow.
Very
Right
close
at the
match.
end there, Soon doing
Brian
amazingly to
Appel
almost
wins.
get the back of Brian.
Brian Appel wins by 2 points to 0,
What a great fight.
surviving right up to the end to take the win. Nice work by Soon. Unfortunately, a little bit too late.
The winner by points is Brian Abel from B.O.N.S.
Great match.
5 points to the overall score.
Well, that lived up to our expectations, actually. Even better.
Yeah. Super technical.
Yeah.
Those guys doing what they need to do. Brian obviously knows, he's seen in the previous matches that Soon's
Clearly
got this guard
prepared,
game.
came in with a game plan.
He's like, I'm going to stuff your guard. Did a really good job until literally the last
likely.
5 seconds. When
Really?
Soon had that
Exactly.
opportunity.
drilling how to maintain that pressure.
Really hard to stop that back take as well. You did so well to defend that. That would have been 4 points for Sue.
I think after these 4 weeks, and now the 2 weeks left in the grand final, people have begun finally very, very savvy to the idea that they need to maintain whatever advantages they have. Very cognizant of like where they are on the scoreboard. And I think in the first episode, maybe there was a little bit less of, especially with kind of like the less experienced competitors.
And that's actually, that result's actually going to put B.O.N.S through to the final, grand final. Because Kowloon BJJ can only get a submission from this match, so that's a good maximum of 10 points for them.
Right, B.O.N
B.O.N are through to the final.
2 matches in, 15 points. Unfortunately for Team Kowloon BJJ, even if they were to win the next one by submission, not enough to overturn that deficit. Looks like we have Ed Jacobson versus Justin Tay. Ed Jacobson coming back actually from injury, having dislocated his finger in the very first episode.
The third and final fight of
In their very first match.
This will be between Ed Jacobson for Kowloon BJJ.
This one is trying to rescue some pride for Kowloon BJJ. To get some points on the board. We saw Justin put out some great performances in episode 4 against much bigger guys.
We are, and they're off.
Let's see how this one goes. Again, we got both guys purple belt.
Justin
Edward coming in at 81 and a half kilos.
Already working the X guard, single leg X. No, pulling half guard right now.
Justin's actually the lighter guy here at 76 as well. So.
But we've seen Justin do reasonably well with like large weight deficits.
Right. He's actually the heavier guy in this.
Oh, Justin is the heavier guy.
Sorry, no, my bad. Edward's the heavier guy, you're right.
As I remember, this was the similar type of game plan that Justin played against Heinrich or Woody from Team GT.
Under the leg, yes, exactly. Yes, the underhook. Watch out. Keep using your feet.
So he's got that single leg X, underhooking the same leg.
Get the collar grip on the other side.
Trying to see how he can get under him. Work a sweep. Edward's sitting down hard on his knees here, not allowing him to get that underhook again.
And Justin working now with the bottom half guard. He's got the knee shield up.
So the knee shield up, and he's got a good hand grip here on Edward's right leg.
Edward looking a little...
Yeah, he's just kind of testing it out, feeling, like seeing if a leg moves, maybe he can switch his base. Then you can bring the legs up and try and work a knee cut.
Edward going for 2-on-1 on the sleeve. Switching the collar grip.
Some grip fighting. A massive part of jiu-jitsu is making sure you get solid grips.
That's right. And both these guys, both purple belts.
I see Justin trying to pull Edward over him there, almost managing to do so.
Alright, looks like a reset into center.
That's Romero, just resetting everyone in the middle.
And we're off again.
Restart.
So if you're Ed here, what would you be working
Get the
for?
other collar.
There's a few things I like to do here, especially when someone has a really strong knee shield. I'd be looking at maybe attacking that the arm that Justin has gripping the lapel with a Kimura attack, or potentially if I can't get past that way, maybe backstepping, or even looking for a chin strap control.
You see Ed. I wonder how tentative Ed's grips are given the dislocated finger. You can see it all bandaged up there on his right hand.
Yeah. Breaking or near breaking your fingers is not good for your jiu-jitsu game. It's got good control on Justin's foot there, choosing to let that go. He got past the knee shield. That's pretty good. So let's see if he can get to flatten Justin out on the top half guard. Okay, he's managed to do so. So So he's making good progress here. Justin's got a good frame though, so he's not completely out of this.
It's sort of far down. It's not
He's
really,
looking for Ezekiel. Looking for a cross.
there he is.
Choke, yeah, okay. So now
Now
Edward's
he's
got
going
the
to
cross.
apply the
cross
shoulder
face.
pressure now. Let's see if I can allow him to break free of Justin's half guard.
So Edward's just being heavy on top at the moment. 2 minutes 30 left in the match. Edward's got to think about how he's going to start to try and take his leg out of this half guard.
We have about 2 minutes 15 seconds left. Score still tied at 0-0.
Yep.
Right side, you have the knee side. You have the underhook. Just have 2 minutes. Start to behind the hip, the side like there. Start to lift him a little bit. It's only this side.
They're really applying the shoulder pressure now.
Okay, now
So Justin's keeping a very strong half guard on bottom here, which is why Edward's having trouble freeing his knee.
He
Okay,
looks like
now
he's
he's pushed it. So
past
his
the
knee
knee
is
line.
free. Yeah, so his knee is free. Let's see if he can get his leg all the way out. We're trying to use his other leg to open up the half guard. Yeah, and he managed to open it. Let's see this scramble now. Who's going to come out on top? And Justin going back to half guard on the other side. Nice scramble. Good.
Well anticipated by Justin.
Yeah, good recovery of guard there by Justin. Let's see, Edward's actually, I think he's trying to attack. Yeah, he was looking for a Kimura for a second there, but wasn't able to get it.
Nice, Justin. Nice. 1 minute, brother.
Then drop your knee to the floor.
Keep that wedge on his hip with your left knee. Good. Use your left knee to pull out your foot. 1 minute, stand up. Get up, get up.
Edward's sitting back there was taking a big risk of getting swept. But he managed to scramble really well and nearly get to the back of Justin.
Leaning back now. Seatbelt grip. Looking for the Kimura. I think he may have it.
40 seconds.
The arm bar. Looks pretty tight.
Yeah, he's nearly got it. He hasn't.
Justin. No tap.
I didn't think it was almost a tap.
No tap.
Okay.
I think
Now
Justin
he
ready
tapped,
tap.
yeah.
There it is.
It was pretty deep.
It was pretty deep. I think Justin was actually giving the shaka sign that everyone mistook for it being a tap.
I hope Justin's not injured from that, but man, that was a pretty deep arm bar.
Deep arm bar. So
Great match.
submission by
Kowloon BJJ.
Edward Jacobson for Kowloon BJJ, taking 10 points back. Unfortunately, not enough to get them into the final.
Good for them to get some points on the board. But
For
yeah,
peace of
unfortunately-
mind and some a little bit of team pride.
Yeah, I mean they performed very well over the season, right? Like to even get to the final, you had to do really well. So
Absolutely, it must be gratifying for Ed, also coming back from injury, feeling that at least he could contribute.
again, another technical match with two evenly matched guys, and it came down to a scramble, and then getting to Justin's back nearly for him to be able to set up that armbar. So now we move into match 2. Got a few minutes before that kicks off.
Match up of the evening between B.O.N.S and Lion Pride.
Let's take a moment now to thank some of our marketing partners. Joint Dynamics,
So please,
Noco, the No Carbs company,
be mindful of the space that you're taking
and
up.
Strap It
Watch
Sports
your
Stick.
limbs, your feet, your arms in the competing area when the guys are
As a reminder,
in
one of the big prizes tonight
Also,
will
please
be
be reminded not to bring any
$1,000
outside
dining
drinks into
voucher
Sesame
at Black
Zero.
Sheep Restaurant
There are craft beers available, coffees, food,
for the winner, the winning
We'll be
team.
right back.
If you're enjoying the action so far, do give us a follow on social media at 4.stripes on Instagram and at our Facebook page at 4STRIPES Prize Challenge. Finally, if you're liking what you see and you want to come visit this wonderful location, we're here at Sensory Fight Club down in Wangchuk Hang. Come for some coffee, come for some beers, come for some submission wrestling. It's got it all. we're going to take a short break right now. Let's.
So we go for match 2, which will be B.O.N.S versus Lions Pride.
All right, B.O.N.S versus Lions Pride. So in the meantime, let's take a look back at some of the action from previous episodes. Here we are.
For Lions Pride is Douglas. I can't say that.
Peterson. All right, here we are.
Gabriel versus Doug.
Gabriel versus Doug Peterson.
And we have a near
Team
20
Lions Pride.
kilo weight difference and a belt difference on this
Well,
one.
here we are. Gabriel looking to go for the ankle pick almost immediately.
Seems like a sensible strategy.
It would be.
Wow, wrist lock.
Wrist lock from the get-go.
And that's when we get a technical skill difference.
The winner of the fight is
Lions Pride. Winner Lions Pride might well be, in fact now, the fastest submission of the entire season.
I believe that was only 13 seconds.
Doug Peterson from Team Lions Pride with the wrist lock.
Wow, impressive stuff from Doug. You gotta make sure when you get those grips that you don't get that grip in the wrong place. If your grip is low, when you go in there, the wrist lock is always on.
So we're moving quickly on to the second match. We're gonna take.
So Lions Pride need to win this one. They need to win this one because they already have a minus 10 points because their third team member.
Here we go. Carl
He's
Chern
injured.
versus Tim Berthier. Tim from Team Lions Pride, Carl from Team B.O.N.S.
So weight differences on this one. Carl coming in, yeah, like 15 kilos heavier than Tim.
Here we go.
Both the same belt this time, purple belts.
Right, Carl pulling guard into half guard, Tim working from the top. As you mentioned, Tim obviously looking for submission.
If they drew this match,
If they won on points, he would also be able to.
yeah, if he won in points, they're good. They go for it. If they draw this match, it's going to go to a sudden death match, which we haven't seen yet in this season.
That's right. So Carl with both sleeve grips. Tim.
He has that lat deep lasso. Okay. Now Tim almost working a way around that lasso.
Not quite out. There he is. Working his way around.
Yeah, now he turned all the way around. He should get the 3 points now. Yeah. So now he's
Lions
like
Pride going up 3 points.
3 points. Let's see if Tim can finish it, but at the moment they're in a really good position to advance to the grand final.
Carl's arm trapped underneath him. Windshield
That
wipering his leg
yeah,
over it.
Yeah, the windshield wiper is good. If you just put your arm in between, it can be pretty dangerous.
Reach your hand again.
Okay.
Don't forward this back. Don't forward this back. Close your elbow. Close your elbow.
Tim, bit nice pressure on top, not allowing Carl to get his legs back inside and replace his guard.
Going into north-south now. Being real heavy on top. Driving.
They're really
with his
driving
feet.
down now.
Driving with his
Shoulder
toes.
pressure onto Kyle's hips, so he can't move his hips, which will allow him to get his
Kyle's
feet
got
back
the
on
lapel grip
the Tim's hips.
underneath the armpits.
Yeah, sometimes that helps you to like take some of the pressure off. Especially as he has such a big weight difference.
Tim very active on top. Looks like he's windshield wiping over that leg again. Up 3 points. Okay.
Referee
Reset.
Romero just resetting.
3 minutes 33 seconds left on the clock.
So just over halfway. Tim up by 3.
What do you think Tim is working for here?
I can't see that he's setting something up at the moment, but he has a, oh okay, yeah, he's going for potentially a reverse triangle.
Have they locked it in? Is he triangled his leg? Yes, he has.
Yeah, he didn't quite have the arm. And Cal replacing guard.
Knee cutting.
Tim almost passing again here.
Oh, Carl looking for the reverse triangle.
Oh yeah, Cal almost getting a reverse triangle. Tim needs to pull that leg off his head. He could get swept.
Carl looking for the sweep, clearly.
Yep. Tim's head's not in a great spot here. If he steps over, if he steps over Carl, then he can get out of this position. Carl holding on to his right leg here so that he can't step over completely.
Tim working forward, trying to break that triangle leg.
Okay, now Tim should be able to get out of this position. He should be able to pop his head out. Okay, so he's managed to, okay, so Carl let go.
What he said? Carl going for the single leg X.
Single leg X.
He's got the sweep.
Has he got it?
No, not yet.
Tim managed to get his knee back.
Keeping his face.
Does he
I
have?
can't quite see where Tim's leg is.
Yeah, we can't quite see. It could be that
he's
Carl has
looking
his
for an
foot.
ankle lock,
Yeah,
actually.
he could have his foot for a straight foot lock.
He's working for an Achilles lock.
Tim
here.
didn't manage to get his leg back, which I don't think he has.
No, I
looking
can
from
see
this
his
angle.
toes from this angle. It's actually behind. He's got the foot lock.
So
So
Tim's
Carl working the belly down Achilles lock right now.
yeah, it could be a straight ankle lock here. Tim needs to be careful about his knee here because you can seriously damage your knee.
You can see the toes peeking out.
Looks like Cal's cranking on this. Okay. Oh, they're getting reset. Okay. So we have.
So would they be resetting from the top?
Have 1 minute 39 left on the clock here. Tim up by 3.
Tying of the belts. Well, Tim looking just to survive in the next 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Okay, completely reset.
Reset.
And Tim pulling guard, goes straight to single leg X. And Tim now looking for the straight ankle lock.
Carl also having it. Looks like
they're both.
Shootout.
They're both shooting for straight ankle locks.
This is going to be a very good position for Carl right now.
Cal managing to get a lapel control there, so Cal can't straighten out.
Carl still holding on to the ankle lock.
Let's go, Tim. Stand up. Put your feet to the floor. Get up, Dimitri. Come on. Let's go.
I mean, if I were in Cal's position here, I'd be thinking, how can I sweep this guy and maybe pass and then get up on points? Because all I need is points to
tie it up.
They're already up by 10 because of the forfeited match.
That's right, with 40 seconds left
Well,
on
it's
the
10,
clock.
it's 10 all now, right?
40 seconds.
Carl working for the cross-collar choke.
Tim putting really good pressure on Cal here, so he can't really work his guard or sweep.
Tim legs free. 23 seconds left.
Cal needs to throw it all out the window now. Go for this.
Well, it's got to be working for some last-minute submission at this point.
Can't see him saying anything up. 5 seconds left.
5 seconds left, and that's the bell.
Nice time.
Nice time.
Very well by Tim, getting that pass. locking it down.
Teams Lions Pride getting
Pride,
5
2 members
points.
heading through to the final.
What's the score right now? Without forfeit.
Lions Pride are going through. Lions Pride are going through. 20 to 10.
5 points to their overall score.
That's what they're going through. The forfeiting, so it's 10 points.
The third matchup between these two teams is forfeited by Lions Pride as they couldn't find a substitute. So that means it's 10 points to B.O.N. An automatic submission win.
So B.O.N getting the 10 points for the forfeited third match.
So 15 points to Lions Pride, 10 points for B.O.N, and it's going to be all Espada final.
It's going to be an all Espada final, and it looks like will only be 2 matches in the final.
Yes. So does that mean they also forfeit another 10 points here? I guess
It does mean that indeed.
Wow.
So it does mean.
But we heard that Justin actually damaged his arm at the end of that match. So I don't know, maybe they sit Justin out, right?
That would be the wise decision. I'm not sure how much leeway they have in terms of deciding what the line of action is.
I think they get to re-choose their order, right? So.
Well, then it's easy. They just need to put Justin third. That's all it is.
That's it. He gets the 10.
Yeah, he gets they lose the 10. And then they gotta hope that Joe and Brian do enough to get it done.
Got a few minutes now before we go through to the grand final. 2 Espada teams will only have the 2 matches because of the Lions Pride lack of being able to find a substitute. So they will, B.O.N will automatically be up by 10 points. My bad. Kowloon will be up by 10 points. And just 2 matches, so
looks like it'll be some combination of Joe Choke, Brian
it's going to be
Apple.
party time at Espada.
Looks like it's going to be some combination of Joe Choke, Brian Apple, Doug Peterser, and Tim Berthier bringing it home one way or the other for Team Espada.
Well played to them for putting out 2 solid teams that have done well over the whole season and in the finale.
This being an all Espada affair, it'll be really interesting to see exactly how well everybody kind of knows each other's games, which I'm sure by now is something very well understood.
Yeah, that's when you keep meeting the same guys over and over, you're going to learn things, and those things, small details, make all the difference.
So while we're waiting, let's take one last look at some of the previous episodes. Okay, we're back. We're back with Tim Berthier from Team Lions Pride. Congrats again.
Thank you.
Amazing job, especially for a team down by 1.
Yeah, not so great, but yeah, try.
What happened with David actually?
He actually got staph infection yesterday. He went to the hospital and they thought it was a dengue fever. So they sent him back home. And he said like he came back. He actually had to drain his knee because he got a full staph infection.
That's terrible.
That's terrible.
Right.
He's better. He's off the.
All right. Best wishes out to David. Hope you heal up soon, friend. So, an all Espada final. Is that something you guys anticipated?
We hoped for it. We worked for it. Now it happened, so it's good.
I thought it was very impressive the way that you and Doug actually managed to make your way through to the final.
It was pretty hard. The first round I fought in, I was like terrible on the weight cut and just no energy on that day. Today is much better. Plus, we didn't have to wait. We need to watch our weight since we were one man down.
Right.
So that was a lot easier.
Well, this being an all Espada final,
yes,
it'll be interesting, especially for us, everyone watching, actually, given that you guys probably all know each other's games pretty well.
Yeah, we know each other pretty well, and we actually have those wars already every Saturday at the gym. So
that's all right.
It's gonna be.
So if you had your choice of between Joe and Brian, who would you have wanted to pull?
Brian definitely. He's a bit less experienced, so he's more manageable. Joe is very explosive. He has a crazy strength.
Yes.
He's got good judo background as well, so he always brings it. And Justin is very technical on the bottom, so none of them are easy pick.
So you guys have done really well so far. The real question is, what are you guys going to do with the $5,000 team prize and the $1,000 dining voucher? I assume it's going to be an all-team affair tonight.
Yeah, we'll probably try to do a team affair.
Yeah. Hopefully David can come make his way out there.
Yeah, he's actually off the right on the opposite side.
Oh, he made it out of hospital. He looks none the worse for wear, actually.
Oh, he's good.
Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, very good. Well, congrats again.
Thank you very much.
Tim, best of luck.
Thanks for the organization. That's a really dope event, and you guys are doing very good.
It's all due to you guys, actually.
Thank you.
All the best.
Yeah.
All right, I'm here with Ed Jacobson of Team Kowloon BJJ. Welcome back, Ed.
Cheers, thanks, man.
I'm not going to shake your hand too hard. Obviously, you're coming back from an injury.
Yeah, so the first tournament I did, I think it was season 2 or 3, I dislocated my finger.
Yes, we noticed that, actually.
So yeah, then I came back to training the next Monday, I dislocated again, so I gave jiu-jitsu a rest for a few weeks, but I was still able to do cardio and weight, so I kept my fitness up.
Okay.
Then returned to training this week, and then, here I am, so.
Well, you did a great job, even with all the grips out there. I was wondering actually how tentative you might have been.
Yeah, yeah, it was okay. Strapping it up is fine now. I mean, in the immediate 2 weeks subsequent to the dislocation, that was quite sensitive, but now it's okay. So long as I strap it, I can.
Well, congrats again on getting the win for Team Kowloon BJJ.
Cheers, man.
really, I guess, bringing one back for the team for pride's
Yeah.
sake, and
Yeah.
just for giving it a good effort.
Yep.
Landing that armbar was very impressive.
Cheers, man.
Actually, very interesting. Justin, going into this right now, how did you feel? How did you feel when you got the armbar? Actually, we're speculating right now how injured Justin might be coming into this final.
So initially, so at the end, I did hear something move in there. So I think something might be up with his arm. I'm not too sure how bad it is, but I think he's probably definitely somewhat hurt. I'm looking at it right now, and I think the coach is holding his arm. So
yeah, they're looking a bit tentative out there. It's
Yeah.
intriguing. But it is, I guess they have an opportunity to do something a little bit about that because there are only 2 matches going to be going down in the grand final as it is.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
Right, so there's an opportunity.
So they don't have to
sit it
play
out.
him, right? Yeah, okay.
But, it will depend on the lineup. So how
Yeah.
do you feel so far about the entire sort of four stripes prize challenge?
I think it's great. I really like it. I like the idea of competing as a team, and I also like the idea of the there's an unknown element in that you don't know who you're going to be up against. So it's makes it quite interesting, different from what I'm used to. So
And I guess you were part of one of the only 2 gyms that kind of fielded two teams. I mean, obviously Kowloon BJJ Mongkok and
Yeah.
Kowloon BJJ,
Yeah.
obviously different locations, but
Yeah.
still one team. Do you think that that made for an interesting format? Because you actually spent a lot of time with the Kowloon BJJ Mongkok guys before.
yeah, so quite a lot of those guys train at the Kowloon BJJ gym in Jordan. So
Sure.
yeah, I'm quite familiar with those guys. Yeah,
Okay.
but good I didn't have to go up against them.
Well, that's the interesting thing about this all Espada final right now.
yeah.
And wondering, obviously they've all been through the same gym wars.
Yeah, so they've
They all
already
know each other's
familiar with
games.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah. So going into what would you say you'd like to potentially change if you were moving to season 2? What would you like to see different?
To be honest, I'd have to think about it. Right now, I think the format's quite good. So no suggestions for changes at this point.
Did you guys have to cut a lot of weight for this?
No, I didn't have to cut any weight. So I'm around 81, 82 always. So I think we're slightly under the total weight bracket. So
That seemed like the best way to play it. I guess there's one.
I know there's one team that had like a 90 kilo guy.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's another interesting element in this. You can kind of be strategic and have one really heavy guy,
Yes.
maybe 2 lighter guys, and then I don't know, just see how it works
It's
out.
interesting
Yeah.
to see how people kind of evaluate their strategies. Actually.
Yeah.
And so far, it seems having a more even-based team has been the
The way to go, yeah, more consistent, right, reliable.
Because the other aspect of it is, I guess, the weight cutting. Because this is not a one-off event; it's something that's held over a course of 4 to 5 weeks. Getting the discipline to actually maintain yourself for weight for that period of time, I think, is actually pretty challenging.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, if you were to pick Lions Pride versus B.O.N.S,
I had to give it to Lions Pride, to be honest.
yeah,
Yeah, I think they got it.
you got it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out soon enough.
They're top of the league, are they?
Coming in, actually, Bolo Bao was top of the
really?
league with 41 points.
Oh, okay.
And Lions Pride was 31. But obviously, these guys know each other very well.
Yeah.
So we'll see that kind of play out tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, anyway, congrats again.
Thank you very much, man. Take it easy.
All the best. Rest up that finger.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you.
In about 2 minutes. So please Please, once again, kind reminder, tidy up your area.
Well, it looks like we've actually got the lineup, and it's going to be Joe from Team Wolobao versus Doug from Team Lions Pride, and surprisingly enough, Justin from Team Wolobao versus Tim from Team Lions Pride, with Brian taking the forfeit match on for Team Lions Pride, and Brian taking the effective de facto submission win for Team Wolobao.
So electing to put in their higher belts. It's quite interesting.
Well, when I was speaking to Tim just now, when I was interviewing him, he basically also said that there is a bit of a belt difference. He definitely said, for sure, both Justin and Joe are pretty formidable, and they've kind of played their games before. And if he had the choice, he would have chosen Brian, just from an experience standpoint. But it'll be interesting to see whether or not the having spoken with actually Ed Jacobson just now from Team Kowloon BJ, I asked him about the submission on Justin, and he felt that he did feel something move around in his arm. So
it looks like a solid armbar from where I was seeing.
And taking a look at Justin's body language right now, he does seem a little bit more tentative than the first match. So let's see how much of a difference that makes.
I think maybe on the day, like with the adrenaline still flowing, you may get away with it. Tomorrow, that thing's going to be stiff.
Well, hopefully, whoever wins, hopefully they're sharing some parts of the 9 package sports massage from Joint Dynamics.
Grand finale. So we got some scenarios that can play out here. We know that Wolobao is going to be 10 points ahead because of the third match. It's not going to happen. So, if Lions Pride win both of their matches by points, it will be an overall tie.
It will be a tie.
And we'll need to go to a sudden death. First person to score decider. If Lions Pride win their first one by submission, they'll be equal on points, so then it will come down to the final second match and how that one plays out. Which, if they draw on points that match, we could still end up in a tiebreaker again.
These guys have been competing, 8 teams have been competing week after week for a grand prize of $5,000 Hong Kong dollars, as well as a $1,000 drinks coupon for a Black Sheep restaurant.
Restaurant voucher for Black Sheep restaurants. And the process goes on. There is 9 sport massage sessions sponsored by Joint Dynamics Hong Kong, for the best physio practice in Hong Kong. And then a lot more cakes, lots of logos for you guys to drink forever. And please stick around for the greet the winners.
So JK is just listing out some of the prizes again, so everyone gets motivated for these final 2 matches.
And Lions Pride. Their first fighters are Joe Chip from Wolobao and Douglas Peterson from Lions Pride, both Canada.
Here we go, so
here we go, all a spotter final. And they're off.
Doug trying for that wrist lock again, but it wasn't there this time.
Joe very, very wise to Doug's game.
He may have seen this one. Joe
jump into the,
not quite getting it.
Jump into the closed guard. Now an open guard.
Oh, Doug looking for the straight foot lock.
Straight foot lock.
He's pretty deep on it.
Joe also.
I think Joe needs to respect this. Oh, he didn't have it. Yeah. Joe managed to. Oh, what happened? Oh, you got the straight foot lock.
You got a straight foot lock. A little bit of a potential injury.
It could be. I think something
went pop.
Something went pop on the ankle of Doug there on that straight foot lock.
And the winner by submission is Joe Chuck from Wolobao.
Very quick submission.
Bola Bao. Oh, the winners. 20 points.
That's right.
Grand final winners. Bola Bao. Amazing.
Doug looks like he's about to check out to figure out what's happened.
Something moved in his foot by the looks of it. The way he's just checking that
It was a straight footlock, correct?
Yeah, straight footlock.
Alright, now I guess final match of the night. Tim Berthier versus Justin Tay. Justin potentially bringing in a little bit of injury from the last armbar submission.
Justin looking to pull. I'm not sure he can sit there without holding anything, but okay. Referee Mira allowing him to sit for guard.
Justin go for the lapel.
Tim trying to work that heavy top game again that we saw from him before.
Justin going
looking
for deep
pass.
half.
Yeah, Justin getting to his favourite deep half game. See if Tim can try and work a pass.
Looking to work that arm. Unravel this a little bit.
Justin needs to get really way more underneath Tim here if he's going to play this guard.
Looks like Tim's back leg is all the way sprawled.
Yeah, he doesn't have the right position.
Looks like Tim trying to work a chin strap of some kind.
Tim was trying to look for a chin strap there for a second.
I wonder how much of this is actually Justin also protecting that arm a little bit. Tim actually
it was his
working
left arm, right? Yeah, he's pulling on that left
same
arm. Okay, Tim getting his leg inside here to try and open up this half guard. See if he can open it. He's going to try and use his hook to be heavy on top.
Three-quarter mount right now.
Yeah. His knee is out on that side.
Yeah.
Okay, now he's in three-quarter.
Yeah, his knees touching the ground.
Quarter guard.
Potential for a back take right here.
Kid, if you slide that left knee up, got the seatbelt, potentially move to a back take.
He's still working real hard from the bottom. So potentially considering something with his lapel there. What would you do here if you were Justin?
Justin, he really loves that deep half guard game, but the way that Tim's being heavy on top is not going to allow him to get into that position, so he needs to try and think about another strategy here. Oh, I think Tim might have. Oh, he was looking for a choke there for a second. Nice. Oh wow! So Justin almost coming up on the sweep there, but Tim was quick to see what the danger was, and managing to control Justin's arm.
Tim getting the Kimura grip.
Yeah, getting that control, let Tim come back to a controlling position rather than getting swept there.
Yeah. I do wonder how many times these guys have found themselves in the very same position.
I'm sure these guys train with each other a lot and they kind of know their games.
Tim, we have 2 minutes 30 seconds left on the clock.
2 minutes 30 seconds left, and we're still at 0-0.
0-0. Fairly strategic game. Looks like both guys really just kind of stuck in right now. Justin not really looking to do much either in terms of sweeping or offense.
Yeah, Tim's got that control on that left arm of Justin, so it's really hard for him to try and move his hips and either work a sweep or come out the back.
Minute 36 seconds.
90 seconds left.
Oh,
Justin almost coming up again. Almost coming up to the top.
Tim showing a lot of like positional awareness.
He's got the lapel now. Maybe you can try and make a bit of space with that and get deeper on this deep half guard. He's really got to use his hips to try and move Tim's base around. I think Tim...
Justin will be looking to come out of the back door here a little bit.
He could potentially come out the back door. Tim's been super heavy on top, which is making that really hard to do.
He's pinching his knees together.
He's also one penalty here for Tim.
What was that for?
Oh, sorry, for Justin. For holding. Yeah, holding on.
I see. Tim got a very good grip on like Justin's sleeve.
Yeah, he's trying to
letting
attack
him
that
base.
Again, he's almost. He would have a triangle here, apart from that.
For that trap foot.
Yeah, apart from that trap foot. 20 seconds. Tim's going to take this on the penalty. If it ends right now, 10 seconds left.
Wrist lock.
He's looking for a wrist lock. Just trying for anything now in the last
really
few seconds.
grinding it out there.
Tim is definitely oh, he's at the back.
And time.
Wow. No points there right at the end.
No points.
Wow,
One penalty.
so one penalty against Justin. So, yes. Penalty, yep.
So although there are no advantages, there are penalties under the 4-stripes prize challenge point system.
You can't be cheating.
Can't be cheating. Or if you are, don't get caught. Don't get seen by the referee. So,
Just getting
a good showing.
clarification at the end there, because there's potentially a sweep at the end there by Justin, but there's no advantages in this format. I think there's just some discussions about whether that would have been an advantage or a sweep. Yeah. He needed a sweep. Any score would have taken it for Justin.
But as you said, it feels like the overall result is probably not in doubt at this point. Given the forfeited third match by Team Team Lions Pride.
Yeah, so confirmation that Tim will take the win there. Lions Pride. So Lions Pride gain the 10 points.
Tim from Team Lions Pride taking the win by penalty.
Unfortunately, they don't get their third match. So Olabao will take the overall series win.
Well
grand prize.
Well about effectively 2 submission wins, 1 actual submission, 1 submission by forfeit.
Right.
20 points versus 5 points for Team Lions Pride.
They don't have a third member, which gives Olabao another 10 points. Therefore, the winner of Season 1 4-Stripes Prize Challenge is Olabao.
Well done to Team Bolo Bao.
Well done to Team Bolo Bao. Well done to members Joe, Justin, and Brian. I think we can agree right now the biggest winner tonight is probably Team Espada.
Yeah, Team Espada did very well this season.
Although, in some respects, it might have been a little bit of a Pyrrhic victory. Joe and Doug coming out with potentially, it looks to be a bit of an ankle injury, and also Justin potentially something with the arm as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully they spread the love around a little bit.
Just give me the money. I gotta go.
Congratulations, guys.
Andrew there from Team Espada. Ask him where his money is. Come in, Andrew. Prize presentation will happen shortly, I'm sure.
we go for the. So once again, if you're just joining us, unfortunately it's all over now. Team Bolabao
taking it out.
The inaugural season of the 4STRIPES Prize Challenge. Team Bolabao winners, grand final winners, against Team Lions Pride, both teams from Team Espada.
Congrats to those guys. Very tough
guys.
4 matches.
Once again, the winners get the grand prize of 5,000 Hong Kong dollars. 9 sports massage sessions.
I think that's going to come in like super handy for these guys.
I think I was wrong I was wrong in the beginning. I don't think it's going to go to any one person. I think you're going to spread this one out fairly evenly
across the entire team, by the looks of it.
Right. And finally, of course, 3 VIP tickets to the 4STRIPES World Champion Camp coming later this year in October or November.
Awesome. And finally, $1,000 to spend on some chow.
Finally, the one prize that's most likely going to be used up within the hour. Hong Kong $1,000 dining voucher at Black Sheep Restaurants. A big thank you to Meta Group for their generous sponsorship. Let's take a moment also to thank our marketing partners, Joint Dynamics,
massage sessions, and 3
NOCO, the No Carbs Company, and Strap It Sports Day.
4STRIPES Pro Challenge Season 2 will be again announced soon. Season 2 will be announced again.
And of course,
thank you for everybody participating. Thank you, all the venues.
Got Season 2 potentially coming up in June. JK is going to confirm all the details for that soon. Stay in touch on our social media.
So we'd like to thank our venue sponsor, Sensory Fight Club.
Thank you, and see you coming later. If you're watching our live on YouTube, and all the thank you all the community practice.
Of course, the obligatory no shirt photo by Team Bolabao.
And the shirt is off there.
What I like to call the USADA special. I hope no one's out there looking for picograms in Hong Kong tonight, because unfortunately all of them were taken. All the picograms are gone. Team Bolabao showing
Adamantly
what
denying
champions look like.
Adamantly denying and saying they only eat KFC after the episode 4 match.
That's right. Fueled by rage and KFC, and now by the virtue.
That is the diet of champions today.
The warm feelings of being the inaugural Season 1 4 Seasons Prize Challenge winner.
Amazing work. These guys will be back in June.
That's right. So
Season 2 potentially on the cards.
As we close it out, Ollie, what did you think about the entire season so far?
Man, all the teams put in a great effort. I know it was hard work for everyone. A, staying on weight. B, staying on form. Pushing yourself every day, try and be the champions of the season. And then making it through to the grand final. Huge achievement for those 4 teams that made it that far. And coming in today and before, we've seen some great fights. Very technical, even across different belt divisions. Got different weight mismatches. It just shows that format can work, and it makes it really interesting for people who are watching.
I think that's absolutely true. I think this has been a real great community building element for the entire BJJ community of Hong Kong. I think it's nice actually to see everyone kind of come together, especially guys spend time with others in different teams that they would normally not have done. I mean, obviously this was kind of an all-team Espada final. But I think one of the most interesting, kind of gratifying parts of the entire season for me was actually seeing teams compete, but more so after that, actually talk with each other and say, hey, I was interested about what you did there. Like, let's figure out a time where maybe we can get together, different teams, on a true open mat basis, and actually work things out and improve everyone's respective games. So, I think overall, this has been a very, very successful first season for the Prize Challenge, and I'm looking forward to season 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Absolutely. Can't wait for the next one.
So clearly we're not done with the shirtless photos yet.
How you doing?
Okay, so welcome to JK, founder of 4STRIPES.
Thank you, Boone. Great job, you guys.
Mastermind behind this entire inaugural fourth season of the 4STRIPES Prize Challenge. How did you feel it went, JK?
I thought it went pretty well, man. This was a super exciting fight. There's just some really, really cool ending, unexpected ending, and but that's what it's all about, right?
This format really allows for that, right?
You're never really actually able to predict what's going to happen anyway. So it's I think it's way beyond expectations. I think the crowds, the fans, the community really came together for this particular event, and it's amazing.
What were your biggest surprises coming out of this? Before your expectations going in, and what kind of surprised you as the season developed?
I think the biggest surprise is the quality of jiu-jitsu and the quality of guys and girls willing to come together and celebrate our common interests and common hobbies of this particular sport and this particular community. And everybody comes together. We have guys like Douglas is competing, but also taking a picture for us. So most of our referees are also part of this particular community in Hong Kong, and it was really amazing to see them coming together.
I think that's what Ollie are discussing. I think the biggest winner overall has actually been the Hong Kong BJJ community coming out of it.
Absolutely.
It's been really interesting to see everyone kind of come together over the last 5 weeks, and also getting kind of that kind of cross-pollination, that kind of synergy going between groups. Oh, special guest star.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, man. Our future competitors, right?
So, why don't you give us a little bit of a preview for what we can expect for future prize challenges?
Well, definitely season 2 is coming up. It's coming up actually sooner than you think it could be. Hi, Isabel. How you doing? Yeah. Gray belt in jiu-jitsu, man. That was Isabel. Proud father of you.
Little gray white belt right there.
Champs, yeah.
Yeah. Well, season 2 is definitely coming up. We'll be announcing season 2 very, very soon. Basically the same formats, same belts. We're going to be announcing the weight class very soon, and keep in touch with you guys. Subscribe to our YouTube channels, and keep tabs with our Facebook.
Everything will be on social media, right?
Yeah, everything will be on social medias, and it'll be interesting.
And then for the 4STRIPES camp, World Championship camp, when can you expect that?
Well, it's going to be this fall. Our usual time for those who have been to our past 4 camps, it's going to be around September, October time. Definitely after ADCC, because most of the guys are competing in ADCC. But after ADCC in Hong Kong, our 2 days World Champion immersive camp will be happening again. And again, we'll be announcing that soon.
Fantastic. Anything you want to say to the audience?
Well, you know what? Follow us on our social medias. Subscribe to our YouTube channels. Get all the updates. And there's more coming from 4STRIPES, more coming from Asia and Hong Kong. And thank you for watching. Thank you for participating, guys.
Let's wrap it up.
All right. Good. Thank you.
Thank you, JK. I'd like to give a big shout out also to my broadcasting partner, Ollie Graham. And this is myself, Boon Lee. We're going to sign off. See you at the next prize challenge.
See you guys.
Puss.